Yo, what's up guys, it's XRAYZ and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Horror. This is episode 15, Mob of the Dead's Alcatraz Breakout. Now this is actually going to be a two-part series. The first one's going to focus only on the real-life events, what this map was based off of, and then we're going to have a declassified version in the future where we actually cover really creepy stuff surrounding Alcatraz, and that one's going to be in the declassified episode. There was just so much information that I wanted to make sure that I got what you guys wanted to see in both episodes and not kind of distract from each other or make a super long video. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it, guys. If you guys enjoyed the episode, leave a like, leave a favorite. A ton of research always goes into this, from editing and putting this video together, so if you could please leave a like, leave a favorite. Let's try to shoot for 700, 800, maybe even 1,000 likes on this episode. And of course, if you guys are new, if you enjoy zombie content like this, in-depth stuff like this, you want to see more like it in the future, come Black Ops, you're gonna have a ton more. Then of course make sure to subscribe. And lastly, if you guys want to get access to these videos earlier than everyone else, then please feel free to check out my Patreon page. It's only $2 a month and you'll get access to all my videos earlier than everyone else, link in the description below. But let's go ahead and jump straight into it, guys. Enough dilly-dallying. So Mob of the Dead is actually based off a breakout from Alcatraz, probably the only one that people think was a successful breakout. There's a lot of conspiracies on whether they were able to break out. It was actually 4 men who broke out, a total of 6 accomplices, and they were able to get out of here. 4 of them were able to escape the island, and they were never able to find the body, so it's never confirmed that they actually died. It was just assumed, but a lot of people think that maybe they were alive and waiting to die or whatever to live their life by themselves. So let's go ahead and talk about the events leading up to the breakout and everything that happened as well. So actually, the men began planning their escape in December of 1961 under the leadership of Morris. He was the most intelligent of the 4 that were able to break out. After one of them discovered some discarded saw blades on the prison grounds, they started concocting their plan. Over the course of 6 months, they slowly widened ventilation duct openings in their cell walls using the saw blades, spoons stolen from commissary, and a drill improvised from the motor of a broken vacuum cleaner until the openings were large enough to crawl through. So I do want to make a quick note here. The spoons is actually one thing that is referenced in Mob of the Dead when you have the golden spoon that you can use as a weapon, and it's also just a reference to this, that they were able to claw out or kind of carve out their way through this ventilation shaft using spoons. So after they made the opening wide enough for themselves to crawl through, they actually ended up concealing their work with cardboard and various other items to try to cover up the holes. This could also be a reference to that poster that you need to kind of break through in order to complete an Easter egg step. They tried to cover all of the holes up to make sure that there was nothing suspicious. So behind the cell tier was an unguarded utility corridor, also a reference in Mob of the Dead. They made their way down this corridor and climbed up to the roof of the cell block inside the building, where they set up a small workshop. There, they assembled a variety of stolen and donated material, including more than 50 raincoats that they turned into makeshift life preservers and a 6x14 foot rubber raft. The seams carefully stitched together and sealed with heat from nearby steam pipes. They built wooden paddles and stole a small accordion-like concertina from another inmate to serve as a bellows to inflate the raft. Finally, they climbed a shaft of pipes and duct tape to the building's roof, where they cut away most of the rivets holding a large ventilating fan and a grill in place. So again, another step of the Easter egg is having to climb to the roof of Mob of the Dead, and in this case, they also did the same thing. They also had the ducts and the pipes they had to jump through, which is again referenced in Mob of the Dead. To avoid the immediate discovery of their absence during routine bed checks by guards, they sculpted realistic dummy heads from a homemade paper-mache-like mixture of soap and toilet paper and decorated them with paint and their own hair. On the night of June 11, 1962, they placed towels and clothing in their bunks, covered them with blankets, and positioned the dummy heads on the pillows and crawled through the ventilation holes into the service corridor. Alan West, who was one of the accomplices, could not get through his vent opening. He had wasted too much time actually trying to craft some of the items that they needed and was not focused on opening up his ventilation shaft, so he ended up not being able to leave with the rest of the group. He later gave investigators many details of the escape. From the service corridor, Morris and the Anglins climbed to the roof. Guards heard a loud crash as they broke through the shaft onto the roof, but since nothing further was heard, the source of the noise was never investigated. Hauling their gear with them, they descended a 50-foot wall by sliding down a kitchen vent pipe to the ground, then climbed 2 12-foot barbed wire perimeter fences. At the northeast shoreline, a blind spot in the prisoners' network of searchlights and gun towers, they inflated the raft with the concertina. At some time after 10 o'clock, the investigators estimated they departed. The escape was not discovered until the following morning due to the successful dummy head ruse. Police found no trace of the men on Alcatraz or Angel Island, but did identify remnants of the raft pedals and a raft containing the Anglin's personal effects washed up on the Angel Island beach. FBI investigators concluded that while it was theoretically possible for one or more of the inmates to have reached Angel Island, the cold water temperatures and the direction of the ocean's tide made it unlikely. Interviews with West revealed that the men planned to steal clothes and a car once they reached land. A 2011 program on the National Geographic's channel reported that investigators found footprints on Angel Island leading away from the raft and had also identified a blue Chevrolet that had been stolen that night, contrary to FBI report. Mary Anglin Winder claimed that in 1962 she received a phone call from San Francisco after the escape. The caller said, "This is John Anglin." The family also produced a Christmas card supposedly received in the family mailbox in 1962 saying, "To Mother from John, Merry Christmas." Michael Dyke, the deputy of U.S. Marshal, conceded that there is a possibility that they had survived. So that is it, guys. A huge breakout attempt from Alcatraz, and it is exactly what Mob of the Dead is based off. There's a ton of other breakout attempts by other inmates, but this is the one that is considered the most successful and most elaborate of all the escape plans. Now, just want to quickly remind you guys that I will have another episode of this guy up. It's probably not going to be up till after Black Ops 3 is out, just because I have to cover Origins and I have a couple of other declassified episodes I want to make. But it is going to be a really, really awesome one where we cover just the creepiest and just like the haunted stuff that happens in Alcatraz. So if you guys want to check that one out, and if you are new, then of course make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss those videos. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, guys, leave a like, leave a favorite. It does support the channel and it lets me know that you guys are enjoying the series. It did take a lot of time to edit, put this all together, and it would be appreciated if you guys could smash a like. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and until next Behind the Horror, I'm XRAYZ. I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon page if you want access to my videos earlier than everyone else. Link in the description below. And of course, if you want to keep talking zombies, Twitter is the best place to do so. I'll see you guys next time. I'm XRAYZ. I'm out. Peace.